the world over, Shah Rukh Khan is the iconic Bollywood star. Filmed in the US, My Name is Khan is the latest project by the hit team behind the Shah Rukh success story.
What is it?
They reinvented the heady cocktail of song and dance, melodrama and romance for a new generation.
Sound, please.
For a decade, his pairing with co-star Kajol has set screens on fire. But Shah Rukh Khan's journey to lead romantic hero began on a starkly different note.
Got it, very nice.
मैं तुम्हें आजाद कर रहा हूं। मुझे माफ कर देना।
It's pretty scary when you go back to those movies and you look at them, you see how vicious he is in those films, and he's, you know, stabbing people and throwing this poor Shilpa Shetty off the roof, and the audience was cheering for him.
Certainly, these dark heroes, these anti-heroes as they were called, were, I think, a sign of the apprehensions in the public mind. Bazigar registers the moment when the creed is no longer socialism. He is a person who's pursuing vengeance on his own, purely for personal reasons of undoing the wrong which has been done to his family. There was genuine apprehension. What would happen if socialism was no longer the guiding, shall we say, guiding belief in India?
The early 1990s were crossroads. India chose a more liberal economic path. And as the state retreated, in its place, individualism would gain ground. Bollywood movies at the time mirrored such uncertainties to reflect a society that was fast transforming.
I call Shah Rukh a star of that cusp, the transition phase, when things were changing. And the changes were manifesting themselves much faster in metros than in a smaller town India.
You had a country that was increasingly becoming westernized. It was all about, you know, the labels in Kuch Kuch Hota Hai were all across everyone's chest. You know, it was polo and Tommy Hilfiger and all of that. But it was all about Indian culture. So what they did was offer this great cocktail of a Western gloss in an Indian culture.
Shah Rukh Khan, in his next set of films, played characters by the name of Raj or Rahul. Through them, he captured the popular mood.
I'm Rahul. नाम तो सुना होगा।
The sensibilities they represented offered something fresh for a society ripe for new role models.
He had this magnetism and this charisma to begin with. He added that edge that I think secretly all women long for. And then he kind of evolved into this guy you want to take home and, you know, introduce your parents to in DDLJ.
At a time when value systems were changing rapidly, his cheeky character in the blockbuster DDLJ instantly struck a chord through its irreverence for established conventions.
I think Aditya Chopra was very clear. He had said that, you know, Raj had to be someone Tedha. He couldn't be Arun Govil from Ramayana. You know, it had to be somebody who's okay to, you know, to bend the boundaries and to actually lie and pretend and go into this family and pretend to be somebody else.
He's such a flippant individual, the hero called Raj, played by Shah Rukh Khan. He's so flippant, you'll take him to be immoral. Amoral, at least.
Stop it.
So what happens in this film, in the course of this film, is that this Raj demonstrates that though he appears to be flippant, he is still a moral being because he has faith in tradition.
Hey Simran, चांद निकल आया।
कहाँ?
वो देखो।
The fact that he is willing to you know, transgress certain boundaries is very attractive. But what's even more attractive is that he will not cross the boundaries that really matter, which is that he's not going to take advantage of you, even though you're drunk and lying in bed with him. So, you know, how can women not fall for that? I think this was a man who was both safe and dangerous.
In his on-screen avatar as a romantic hero, Shah Rukh Khan touched the fantasies of Indian men and women ready to embrace romance with abandon.
After all, he's the only star who can link Kajol, Madhuri, and a whole generation of other stars. He mediates between Salman and the Neanderthal nature of a Sanjay Dutt. He mediates all these. Because he can broker all of them, you can only broker it if you have a touch of the feminine in you.
He was somebody who could enter feminine spaces. I mean, if you remember, there was a shot where he's in the kitchen and he's cutting sabzi. I mean, when was the last time you saw a hero do that? But that doesn't make him unmasculine.
Acha, so Rahul Khanna her Tuesday mandir aata hai.
Oh shit, man. Yeah.
How sweet. College में झूठ क्यों कहा था?
Actually, वो लड़के मंदिर नहीं आते ना इसलिए.
पर तुम आते हो.
हाँ.
हर हफ्ते आते हो.
Yeah.
How sweet.
देखो मुझे.
Anything which was termed as pansy earlier, anything which was termed as softy earlier, became the traits of this male. And they were never sort of frowned upon. It's not like mard ko dard nahi hota.
I think what Shah Rukh did is he brought this new age of love, where a man really isn't afraid to wear his heart on his sleeve, will cry for a woman. He brought with him all these different nuances of love, which really make him such an accurate representation of what relationships are all about in this day and age.
There's a huge amount of reassurance there, how to take failure in your stride, how to put up with it, how to get the better of people who come in your way, get the better of circumstances, get the better of situations. And a huge amount of discourse there, and I think it's largely reassuring.
I'm the best, I'm the best, I'm the best.
Raj and Rahul symbolized the birth of individualism as India's traditional society hurtled into the 21st century.
He represents the self-pride of India. This is the way I am, and you got to accept me the way I am. I'm not going to behave the way you behave. Yes, I speak English, but I speak the English I know. I don't speak the English you know.
He was a perfect answer because he told you that you could be both. You could be Indian and you could be Western, and there was no conflict there. You know, you could love your parents and you could, you could ask for parental permission before you ran off with this woman, but you could also wear the designer clothes and look cool and live in New York, and, you know, so you could do everything.
The one thing he told me which stays with me is like, I'm not apologetic about my success. I work really hard for it. I didn't have a godfather. I don't believe in role models. I don't believe in mentors. I came here with nothing. I worked my way through everything. And now that I'm successful, I want to enjoy my success, and I'm not afraid to enjoy.
There's no perk being a star. You work your ass off, so you have to do this. My mother taught me the 3 or 4 or 5 H's of life. But honesty, hard work, humor, and I think she said honor. The gene in your body, there should be a DNA in your body which tells you at the age of 21 to the age of 40, all you need to do is work hard. Nothing else matters. So these 5 or 6 things can, I hope I can stand for all this at the end of my tenure.